I'm about to share the screen right now on today's topic of how to use an open house to get new clients. When I was tasked with this by Benisa, I said to myself, well, what can we do to effectively help our agents and agent locators family to build this open house business of getting new clients? So one of the things that came to me is like some video that I did many months ago, and we're going to talk about these things today. So while we wait and give people a chance to settle down, we're going to watch about 5 minutes of this video. You could find this video on the YouTube channel Global Real Estate Coaching. Global Real Estate Coaching. So here we go. Let's take a look while we wait.
How to do a successful open house where you can get at least 3, 5 new buyers and 2 to 4 brand new sellers that are ready to list their house right now. Hi, I'm Paul R. Atkinson. In this video, I'm going to show you just how to do that. All the signs are all set up right now. We've got our signs set, and you can see here that, and this is a busy street, so we have a lot of traffic on this road. That's going to be good for us. So having the sign, one that's across the street over there, you can see that. We have a sign across the street in front of the car, and nice road, right? To make sure that your open house successful. Come on, Micah, let's get set up, buddy. So we got Micah with us. So make sure that what you do is you have the home nicely staged, cool, put together. And here is what you should do. You should have your sign-in sheet right here. And notice, hey, what Micah did, right? Our team member, he filled in the information to show his visitors what they need to do. He's got it all filled out, got a pen ready to go. Then he has a detailed view of the 8 photos. So this shows you your people that are coming through the property itself. And then he has why list with Micah. So if a seller comes in, he's got this 1-page flyer ready to go. Those are some of the key things that you could do to make sure that you have a successful open house. Now, we're going to get ready to do our door knocking, because that's part of doing an open house. So before everyone comes through, you want to lock up the house, set everything up, put up your signs, and then let's go around the neighborhood and start knocking on the doors. And we're going to give them your flyers. You want to give them the flyers. You want to give them your full detail view flyer and your why list with you flyer. That's why you do door knock, because you want to get more sellers, and it's easy to do. I'm going to show you how to do that. Be sure to give them these 2 flyers right here. It's very important that you do that. Now let's go and do some door knocks. So right now we're going to do some door knocks. Micah is going to be with me. I'm going to show him just exactly how to do this thing. And the main thing about door knocking is take a deep breath, relax. You're going to ring that doorbell and see Micah is ready to go. He's got his, he got everything there. And 2 pieces of paper you're going to have. You're going to have your 1-page flyer that says why list with you, because they're a seller, potential seller. And then you're going to have your 8 photo detail view. So you're going to show the people what it is that you are offering from the neighbor. So you're going to knock on the door, ding dong, hello, hey, good morning, how you doing? My name is blah, 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 Paul Atkinson, whatever. And I have just listed the seller's name, call the seller's name, next door. And we have a gift for you here. It's the detailed view of what's inside the home and how it's being presented. And plus, who do you know that would like to sell or buy in your neighborhood? Would you like a family member to come and to live with you? Who would you know that would like to sell also? Were you considering to sell? So those are some of the key things that you're going to do. So we're about to knock on the door right now. And obviously we didn't ask their permission for you to come with us. So stay tuned. You too, okay. So we just did a great door knock. It was funny because the seller was laughing and they were like, "Oh man, 370,000 is what we listed this one for," and it actually got sold already. So it's pretty good. So here's another home right here. Mike, are you ready? Yeah. All right, so your turn this time. So Micah's gonna do it now. It's a nice looking house right there. So just remember, hold up the flyer and then just show that they're not right. Looks like they got some good stuff going on. All right, so here we go. We're gonna do another one, but you can't come, but we're gonna give you the results. So as you can see, door knocking is fun and it's also very productive because you can actually get in touch with people that may want to sell and that may know people that want to come into the community. You know, they may have a relative that want to live where they live. So that's important to know that. So I say do the P5. So if you have your listing, right? For example, you have a property that's listed right there. I'm going to turn the camera around and show you. Let's say this is our subject right there. See that? That's our subject. Well, you want to knock on the house over there, that one over there, and you want to knock on the one across the street, and you want to go to the houses that's over there and over there. So P5 just means that the 5 houses that's around your listing, that's a Paul 5, I call it. When you knock on the door, because it's so close to the house, you have the right to call the seller's name. Because when we knock on the door, we say, "Hey, we just listed this seller's name, blah, blah, blah. Do you know her?" And they said, "Oh, yeah." Oh, or they say, "Oh, no," but it doesn't matter. You have a name to call. That's a secret to it. Isn't it interesting? So now we're going to keep going all throughout the community. Just have a good time doing it. And this is what you do to make sure you have an effective open house and you can get more listings in your pocket and more buyers. So now we're going to get ready for the buyers because they're going to arrive in about 10 minutes. But prior to them coming, guess what? We were knocking on the door. And then when they leave, when we finish this evening and we close up about 3 p.m., we're going to come back out, knock on the door again, lock up the house, make sure everything is good. That's the ticket. So here's something else that you can do on your open house that is very, very useful and practical. While you're waiting for your brand new buyer to show up and do some deals with you, make sure you take your laptop or your tablet and you could do some administrative work inside of your CRM, like calling some of your prospects and also marketing, creating some drip campaign to your prospects to get engaged with them. You can set up some kind of marketing. You could post on YouTube and also make sure that you are going live in the open house on your social media, showing them the features of the house. So that's very, very important. So once again, this is something that you can do when you're on the open house. You want to make sure that you're being productive. You're not just sitting there twiddling your thumb, waiting for people to come. While you're waiting, you're actually being productive. Stack it. You want to do 2 things at once. Stacking. That's very important. All right. Remember to subscribe to this video and give it a thumbs up. So, part of this is make sure you have, you start the sign-in sheet for your clients, guys. You go ahead and you put your name there and your phone number and you check the boxes. So that way your client know what to do. All right. So that's very good. Yeah, that's my opinion.
After we move on and they're looking around and they have a question, that's it.
All right. You guys are free to watch the rest of that on your own. And I hope that was very useful to you because now you're going to see for yourself exactly what you need to do inside of an open house from our training lessons today. So what is your takeaway and what we're going to do? Let me introduce myself to you just for a little bit and welcome everyone. We have a large audience here and thank you for being here. Vanessa, thank you again. Please give everyone at Agent Locator my warm regards. Hello, everyone. My name is Paul R. Atkinson, and I am the author of the book, The 5 Steps to the Sale, along with the book, The Art and Science of the Real Estate Agent, Day 1, Close Your Deal. I'm very passionate about helping realtors just like you to succeed, to gain more business, and to create motivation and to sustain motivation. As an entrepreneur, it is very difficult for us to get up in the mornings and to find that motivation when the deals are falling apart, when no one is responding, when it's we're doing open houses and it's like a ghost town. All of these things can impact our attitude. So it is time for you to grow, and welcome. How to use an open house to get more clients. You're going to want to take some notes, even though this is being recorded, and you could always get it back from Benisa at Agent Locator. If you're not part of the Agent Locator family as of yet, well, we want to welcome you today because these are privileged events that only Agent Locator is able to offer you. Now, our objective today, what is our takeaway today? Well, here's what you should know. And we're going to need a volunteer because you guys know how I like to do my sessions. I like to have volunteers. So get ready, take a deep breath, and feel comfortable to come up on the stage when I do ask you to do so. We're going to learn how to think outside the box and have fun while you're working. We're going to see, hear, and feel the skills to have. We're going to learn what to do in order for you to get new clients during your open house. And finally, we're going to learn the 5 proven techniques in sales. So, my tested and proven roadmap on how to get clients inside of an open house is going to be shown to you now. I want you to get a pen and paper and write this down. A few things that you're going to discover, and we're going to go in depth with these, and I'm going to just run through them now, and then we're going to take them on one at a time. Here's the 5 things that you really need to do before you get this open house going. 5 to 7 days before, you need to make sure that you announce. You should schedule a drive-by and do some PDC in the neighborhood. I'm going to tell you what that means. You should do the Paul 5. I'm going to go in depth on that and show you some illustrations on doing it. And you should capture data. You want to get name, email, and phone number. That's your job, and that's what you need to do. And I'm going to show you how to handle the data. And finally, you should follow up and you should do drip emails. So let's jump into this. Now, you could always find support and book a free growth call with me directly one-on-one. Get your camera out now and just go ahead and take that. You'll see a link, so you want to save it. Get the camera out and grab that link right now. And don't worry if you happen to miss it right now because you're doing something. I'm going to give it to you again as we move forward. Number 1, we talked about making an announcement 5 to 7 days ahead of the open house. What in the world am I talking about? Making an announcement. Okay, and what tools should you have to do an open house? Ask yourself these questions. The announcement needs to be on the MLS. In case you don't know, if you're a new realtor, you simply go into the MLS on your listing that you have or somebody else's listing, and you click a box that says open house, and you fill out the information. It will be from Sunday, April the 15th, 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. Fill it out. Refreshments will not be served. Refreshments will be served. Whatever it asks for, fill it out and launch it. Minimum 5 to 7 days ahead of the event. Not 1 day before, not 2 days before. You're going to stress yourself out. You will lose momentum. You need the ramp up time. Not only are you putting it on the MLS as an announcement, but on your social media feed. On your social media feed, 2 things. 1, you're going to do it ahead of time, which is making the announcement. You make a nice sort of, if you don't have any graphics design skill set, most of the CRMs today can create a flyer for you that would say open house. And I'm going to pause right here and I'm going to ask Benisa. Benisa, can I ask you a question? Let's say I had an agent locator CRM and I was going to do an open house 7 days from now. And my listing is inside of my CRM, automatically there because it's listed on the MLS. Is it possible with Agent Locator that I could simply, in a 2-step process, 2 minutes process, just go into my CRM at Agent Locator, select the listing, and broadcast it to the audience and even social media or not?
So if you do have the open house details on your MLS, that will be automatically shown on your listing on the website that you have with Agent Locator, and you can absolutely send a single, basically that listing to your entire database. We do not have an option that allows you to share it on social media, but you can send a mass email by basically with one step.
Beautiful. Look at that. Amazing. And then you can get a flyer. You could do something that can show that you have an open house coming up and you put it into your social media feed and you would announce that. You know how social media is. You got to do this posting every day because sometimes people see it and they don't see it. So every day for 5 to 7 days, posting, posting, posting. Hey guys, come on out. And then, like I showed you in the video, social media. When you're out there doing the open house, make some time down the downtime when nobody's around and you're sitting there waiting around. Go live on your social media. Go live on your Instagram. Hey guys, how you doing? It's me. I'm right out here, 555 Sycamore Street. Give them the address. Say it. Listen, I'm going to be here for 2 hours. Come on down. I've been posting it all week. Don't forget me. Come on down. So that's the social media part of it and the announcements. The other part of this in the next 5 to 7 days before the event is you have to get your detailed flyer with pictures put together. Now, inside of your MLS or your CRM, you should be able to create a marketing flyer for your listing that you're doing the open house on. And what I'm asking you to do, and what I'm telling you is a proven technique, is do not print the flyer with one picture. That does no justice. It's not a link on a tablet or a phone. You have to be on the street or you are doing some door knockings, which we're going to show you, and you need to create some curiosity in the people. And pictures tell a story. So pick the flyer that has 5, 6, 7, 8 pictures or more. It's in there. Trust me, MLS has it for you. It's there. Been doing this for 21 years and the MLS has it. In case you don't know, find it. Third, your one-page flyer. You want to have that. These are your tools. Your one-page flyer is something that you would have that says, why list with me? And you're creating value for a potential seller. Why list with you? Because 1, you're going to put it on MLS. 2, you're going to do phenomenal open houses. 3, you got a database speed. What are your value sets? What's your value proposition? What exactly? Why would a seller want to list with you? Have you asked yourself that? If you've not, you should, and you need to write it down. Your one-page flyer for a buyer. Why should the buyer come to you? Especially right now in the United States, we have National Association of Realtors settling on a lawsuit of $418 million worth of settlements. What is that? What's happening to our economy here with the buyers? Well, it looks like you need to have more selling skills dealing with the buyers in the United States. I don't know about Canada, but I hear things about Canada that's pretty tough because all these buyers, agents are dropping their fees and giving kickbacks and all kind of rebates and all of this stuff. Nothing illegal, but they're just devaluing the real estate profession as a realtor. So what value can you show on a one-page flyer? Now, remember, if you're not enthused by now, you should be, because I'm going to go back to this right there. If you need help to put together your one-page flyer, we do a free road call with me directly or one of the other coaches here. Get the QR code here now with your phone and set or hold it to set your road call. Not only are you going to do all of these here, your one-page flyer, but there's other things that you should do. So number 1 is the announcement and having your tools. This is it. It's up on the screen. Number 2, you want to schedule a drive-by and do a PDC. What the heck is a PDC? I told you earlier that I would define that for you. PDC is personally developing contact. This word, personally developing contact with the neighborhood. That means you are going to pre-canvass the area. For example, let's say you plan to do an open house and you started your announcement and it's like 5 days, 7 days to the announcement. It's going down 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. 1 day before the open house, I would go out, if I were you, and drive around that neighborhood, park my car for a little bit, and knock, especially on the block of where I'm going to do the open house, and just kind of, you see neighbors, hey, how you doing? I'm Paul Atkinson. I'm the best realtor right here in the community. Wear your name badge. Have the magnet on your car. Identify who you are, and have that little one, the detail flyer and the one-page flyer, why they should sell with you. And you just hand it to them and say, I'm going to be here tomorrow from 1 to 3. You got a PDC, personally developed contact. And you have some objectives when you are doing this. Your focus is to get name, email, and phone number. And we're going to go into that in a little bit, so hang with me. Very valuable. PDC means personally developing contact. And you have to have some kind of people skills and communication skills to get someone to impart with the information that you need. Name, email, and phone number. We're going to do some role play a little later on, so hang tight. I hope you're enjoying this as much as I am. We're going to get a chance. We're going to do a role play. We're going to need 5 volunteers. So if you want to be one of the volunteers right now, let Miss Benisa know in the chat, or put your hand up, and she's going to pick out 5 people. Number 3, do the Paul 5 on every open house. So I said to you earlier that we're going to demonstrate to you what is the Paul 5. Well, look on the screen right now, and you're going to see that I'm drawing a house. This house is your current listing. So this is yours. This is your listing. The Paul 5, this means that you're going from your subject house to 5 houses around your house. So typically, unless it's a corner lot house, you will have one house here on the right, and you're going to have another one on the left. Okay, and then across the street, there is going to be at least 3 more houses. How many people agree with what I'm illustrating right now? Do you agree? Put it in the chat. Yes, I agree, Paul. No, I don't agree. This is the road, right? And across the road, there are 3 houses. So as you could see, this is the subject. Remember? This is house number 1. This is house number 2. This is house number 3. And this is house number 4. And this is house number 5. And that's why we call it Paul 5. This Paul 5 illustration is in my first book, The Art and Science of the Real Estate Agent, Day 1, Close the Deal. It's one of the tools in the book that I truly go deep in on. When you're doing the Paul 5, it's fun, it's engaging, and it's delightful because you're actually coming out of this house, walking over here, knock, 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 hello, with a bright smile, 2 pieces of paper, and a name badge or some kind of shirt that says your brokerage name on it. And you're saying, hi, good afternoon, how are you? I am the best realtor in the community, and I've just listed Benisa's house. Benisa is your neighbor right next door. I'm sure you guys know each other. Oh, yes, you mean Miss Benisa from so, yes, absolutely. Her dog and I walk together. Oh, this is so good. Well, I just want you to know she selected me and my brokerage firm to list and sell her home, and I brought you a gift. And then you pause and say, gift? Yeah, here's the 1-page flyer. It's a detailed view of what is happening with the house, how we're marketing it. Do you know anyone, or who do you know that would want to live in this community? And that's what the script is all about. We're going to role play that a little bit more, so don't worry. After you do this house and you do what you're supposed to do and get where you're supposed to get, then you go to house the next house over here, and you do the same thing. And then you walk across the street and do the same thing, and you do the same thing, and you do the same thing. Most of our students, they actually end up taking this all the way down the darn street, man. They love this thing so much that they end up doing 20 houses, 30 houses. They just keep going. So that's so funny. It's so funny. All right, so you got to do the Paul 5. Number 4, let's talk about number 4. Capture name data, right? You want to capture data. Why do you want to capture data? Because inside of your CRM, Agent Locator, amazing CRM, you are going to have the ability to do data mining. Write that down. Data mining. What is data mining? He who or she, he or she who does not collect name, email, phone number, and properly put the people in a group of, for example, you would have a group here of buyer. Well, when you have a group of a buyer, what can you drip an email to a buyer? Of course, you could give them listings because the buyers are looking for listings. You can give them a newsletter. You can give them a birthday greeting, can't you? That's what I do. If you know their birthday and you take time to get it and put it in the system and program the system for it. You could do many more things. You could do long term. You could do holiday greeting. Oh my gosh. Look how many things you could do for a buyer. A seller. You put a seller in a group and you make a drip email to the seller. You can do market trends on the seller. Right? Market trends. You can tell them what's going on by email. You can definitely give them the newsletter as well. And you can also give them the birthday greeting, because if you happen to take the time to ask them, hey, I'd like to celebrate your birthday, would you just tell me the month and the day? I don't need the year, please. And you get that, and you can send it to them. And also holiday greeting, same thing. Interesting. What about if you get person that is looking to rent, if it's a renter? It's the same principle, guys. Blah, 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 blah. Same thing. What about a investor? You know what they're looking for. Give them a greeting. Drip email to them. What about a landlord? You want to list their property, don't you? Absentee owners, all of these things, you're going to drip to them. So you got to be in the business of data mining. So when you're at this open house and you're collecting the data, you definitely want to make sure that you are 100% have the right rapport building techniques to get someone to obviously give you their name, first name, last name, their email address, and their phone number on the open house event. One of the tricks and proven system we know how to do is you would have a sign-in sheet. And right at the sign-in sheet, you would tell the person that's viewing the home, thank you so much for coming today. The seller of this home wants everyone to register, and they just want to know who's coming to their house. So if you would be so kind, please sign in. But you see, the trick is sign in before them and show them the example. So you're going to put your first name, your last name, your telephone number, your email address. What is the human nature? Human nature, they're going to come and do the same thing. Proven technique. They're going to do the same thing. Somebody leaves something out, that means they're a little sketchy. Now, you don't even forget about them. But 9 times out of 10, you're going to get a lot of people following this trend and making the information prevalent to you. So that's very smooth. I love it. Number 5, finally. Well, let me just go through this a little bit more. Wait. All right, number 4, let's continue on number 4. Ask, when you do get that name and email and phone number, you want to ask the prospect if they're working with a realtor or not. And then you want to get their commitment. So once you make this, and we're going to role play it and you're going to see how it happens, but you are going to ask them after you've got connected with them, oh, thank you so much for coming, and whatever you say, make a compliment to them. Then you're going to ask them, hey, are you working with a realtor or not? And if not, may I be your realtor of choice? May I be your realtor? And put your hands up. Can I be your realtor? And ask them and get that commitment. And if they say, yeah, sure, okay, then you'll be like, oh my gosh, thank you so much. Shake their hands. Oh my, I really appreciate it. I'm not going to let you down. I promise you, I'm going to be the best. Make that commitment till you can get them in the office and get that buyer's broker's agreement. Number 5, finally, you want to have a follow-up system. So whenever you do this open house and you do everything that we've just showed you, you also want to make sure you have some kind of follow-up system. What is a follow-up system? It means that with the name and email and phone number that you've got, you've put it into your CRM, and you've created to put them in the right group, buyer, seller, renter, whatever they are, and you're going, or open house people, whatever you're going to do, make a group, and you're going to go ahead and make the phone call to them the next day, the next morning, the next afternoon, the next evening, 24 hours. Hey, listen, how do you do, Sarah? Thank you so much for coming out to the open house yesterday. It was a pleasure to meet you. I really enjoyed meeting you and talking to you. I remember you said that you were into engineering business, whatever the rapport building was, pick up from there and continue to build a rapport. And then you kind of do some fact find and you find out what they're looking for and all of that. And then you make sure you have them in the right group. And when you're following up, you're finding out what their wants and needs are. And we're going to talk about those 5 techniques in a little while. Now, let's do some live demo. We need the volunteer. Benisa, did we get any volunteers? Who do we have?
It's a sleepy audience today. Nobody wants to talk with you, Paul.
Oh, no way. Are you serious? Well,
Yeah.
okay, well then, fine. I don't want to talk to you guys either. This is over. Bye. All right.
If whoever wants to come onto the stage, please raise your hand.
Okay, let's look inside of the chat then. I agree. A whole bunch of stuff going on here. Yes, I agree. Both. Okay, I can chat currently in the office with others. All right, so Amanda, my daughter, my 15-year-old daughter is Amanda. She's a beautiful daughter. I love the name Amanda, of course, because I have a daughter named Amanda. All right,
And
next.
that's the association technique right there, Paul.
That's right. You're a perfect
And I picked it up.
perfect student. It's built into my brain. Lori says, do you do anything different if you are holding an open house at a listing that is not yours? Listing. Lori, do I do anything different? No. An open house is an open house. I don't care if it's not my listing. I'm just going to say, hey, listen, I am doing the open house of Sarah and Bob next door. And I'm the best realtor in the community. Point blank. You make that statement. Okay, so role playing, no one wants to get part of that. That's fine. Let's just get on back to this and continue with the slides. If you have any questions right now, let me just pause here and give you the opportunity to do it in the chat. Anybody want to ask a question besides Lori? Now is your time. And then Benisa, if you don't mind helping me and looking into the chat, I'm going to move through the slides. All right. So what is sales? Well, even more than ever, if you're in the United States, like Cape Coral over here, the person that's from Cape Coral, I don't care where you are. But the American folks right now have an issue that it could really, really change the way business is done inside the United States. You have to have selling skills. So what is selling skills? Well, you should ask yourself that. I could define it for you. And if you would just read with me, it says, what is sales skills? And it's right here, sales skills. Or it says, sales job skills are the key abilities that equip sales professionals to successfully communicate with customers and close the deal. Effectively communicate. Are you able to effectively communicate? That's what you have to ask yourself. Because if you're not, then you need to definitely complete an assessment on your own practice. Let's learn the 5 techniques that I've known, and I've written the book, The 5 Steps of the Sale. Step 1, you want to sell someone? You want to get connected with that person right here. You want to put that person at ease and get them to like you and listen to you. How do you do that? Benisa showed you earlier, she mentioned it, by using some association technique and just making a compliment to the people and telling them that you have things in common. Among other skill set, like the mirroring technique and psychological reciprocity technique, these are some of the things you can do to get a prospect to like you, to listen to you, to trust you, and believe in you. Once you've done that, then you're going to make the prospect curious. And this is where they're hungry to hear your proposal. They feel that whatever they're wanting to see in their life, whether it be a new house, sell a house, a new car, whatever it is, doesn't matter. Selling is selling. You need to give them curiosity and make them hungry to hear your proposal. Then step 3 is conviction. And this is where you lay out your presentation. This is where you give your presentation. And your presentation must have what they want and what they need. And it must solve their problem. And you've got to, say that to them and show them that that is going to solve their problem. Step 4 is desire. And that's where you create desire in the person and you handle their objection. And if they have any objections, you're going to just squash it right out. And finally, step 5 is where you're going to close the sale. And you're going to do a bunch of trial closes to get them nice and warm and fuzzy. And then you're just going to close them up. You must know how to close a deal. It's very important that you know how to close a deal. So there's your opportunity one more time to get support. You can set a growth call, get your cameras out. If someone is around you, totally understand, but you can book your own call, road call, and get any questions answered that you want, and even get a little assessment done. There's no obligation. Nothing will be sold to you. Topics that we covered today. We talked about how to use an open house to get more leads. We also wanted you to succeed, and what do you need to do to succeed? You have to do an assessment right now, and you should be asking yourself these questions. To build your sales skills, do you know what selling skills are? Do you know? Ask yourself. Do you know how much of it that you have right now? And do you know how to get more selling skills or skill set? Where can you get it? Because if you don't have enough, and I'm going to tell you right now, all of us in this room, so many of us, maybe a small fraction of us have this ability, but only a fraction of that fraction is really working on it like you're supposed to. This is your job. You are an entrepreneur. You are a salesperson. You are a CEO. You are an independent contractor. This is the most vital skill set you can possess. And if you're not embarking on ways of how to build that skill set, you will have less likelihood to succeed. And succeed means that you define that. What is success to you? All right, now, did you see, did you hear, did you feel the 5 techniques that we talked about earlier? Ask yourself that. Paul says there's 5 steps to the sale. He says step 1 is conversation, step 2 is curiosity, step 3 is conviction, step 4 is desire, and step 5. Did you feel it? Did you feel it? Because if you didn't, then you really need to watch this video again. Or you need to talk to me on a growth call because something is missing. In closing, the saying goes by Mr. Henry Ford. He says, listen to me, your audience. Whether you think you can or you can't, you're right. It's totally up to you. Whatever you think, that is totally up to you. If you think that you could get an open house done and generate 2 to 3 new clients, buyers and sellers mixed in the pot, you can do it. If you think that you're not capable of doing it, it's kind of iffy, poco, we would say in Jamaica, then so shall it be. You have to think and manifest and see and know and feel what it is that you want to see in each day. That's a secret sauce. Now, this guy, Jordan Peterson, I really follow this guy. I like him because, he talks a lot, but when he talks, he makes you think. And he says this, and I wanted to share it with you. Look what he says. He says, you don't want to be the person that won't let go of the raft when someone comes to rescue you. We're here to tell you right now that in order for you to do a successful open house, you must develop your sales skills, your people skills, effective communication, and you must be comfortable with it. And the only way to do that is to participate in some kind of activity or program that will allow you to excel in that manner. Take the first step and the rest will reveal it to you. You must follow the practice of what it takes to do the open house, like the announcements before, the time you do it, the PDC and go knocking on the doors, the handing out of the flyers, all of these things in your own comfort level. And there you go. For the last time, what is your takeaway? We're going to ask you a question right now, and there's your chance to book your growth call if you'd like it. If not, it was a pleasure to see you and to be with you and to see you in the chat. I'll take a look in the chat right now as we wrap things up. Yes, yes, yes. What is all of this? Okay, someone is saying here, hi, Paul, do you call open house guests that have said they have an agent? Okay, Sandy, if someone says they have an agent, it is unethical for you to reach out to that person unless they invite you. When you go to, that's why you ask that question. You're going to say, hi, I'm Sandy. Thank you so much for coming in the house. The sellers want everybody to go ahead and register. Would you please put your name, email, phone number, please register? Oh, thank you very much. They come back from signing. They say, okay, wonderful. I am so delighted that you're here. Are you currently working with a realtor, or can I be your realtor? They've said, no, I'm working with a realtor. And then you say, oh, well, that's wonderful. I don't want to step on anybody's toe. Okay, enjoy. You may go ahead and take a look at the home. And if you like, you can even do a Zoom call with your realtor. Leave them alone. That's what you do, Sandy. All right. Thanks, Sandy. We'll get into a couple minutes. Okay. Anyone else in additional questions? Okay, next one. Yvonne, could we have a copy of the PDF you use to sign up for the guest? Yes, you can. It is my real estate brokerage firm, which is called PRA and Company Realtors. I'm the broker and CEO. And when you said, Yvonne, you set your growth call with me, I will be delighted to download it. It's just going to have our logo on it, but I'll give it to you. I don't have a problem giving it to you. Any other questions before we go?
I have a question, Paul.
Sure.
What do you usually put on these sign-up sheets? Is it just basic information, the contact info, or do you ask any additional questions?
That's a very good question. On the sign-up sheet, the ones that we have made up, we have the person's name, first name, last name, their phone number, their email. And then we ask them a question or two like, are you a first-time home buyer? Check the box. How did you hear about us? You know, we give them some options. But you don't have much room there and you don't have much time.
Yeah. And you
So,
want it to be quick as well for them to fill it out on the spot and
yeah. We
wait.
even on our sign-in sheet, we ask the question, Sandy. I'm tell Sandy by this. We asked the question on our sign-in sheet: are you working with a realtor? Yes or no? We asked that question.
How
So
is your follow-up for those leads that you get from an open house different than, follow up with other leads that you get from like your sphere of influence and stuff like that?
yeah, the follow-up is different because when you get an open house lead, usually these people are already looking for a house and they don't have a realtor and they want to have a realtor, and you have made that connection. So typically, when I found a buyer or two that is from my open house and I finish my open house at 4, I'm calling them tonight, like 5 o'clock. When I pack up my stuff and go done, I call them and I said, hey, what's up, Anissa? Listen, I just met you at the open house. It was so nice. I have time tomorrow. Tomorrow is Sunday, and I could show you a couple houses. I just need to know what you like. Let me send you a list of properties right now. I try to push them like that. They
That is
came
awesome.
to the open house. They don't have a realtor. They want to buy a house. I start the movement. To find out, okay, let me show you a few good things. And they're interested. And then the next question I'm going to ask them is, okay, are you going to be paying cash or you need financing? And they say, well, cash? I can't do cash. I'm like, I'm just asking. Make it a laugh. And then they said, no, I need financing. And I said, well, do you want to use my trusted lender or do you want to do it on your own? And they would tell me.
Awesome. We have Adrian here in the chat, and he says we always get the name of the realtor they are working with so we can follow up with their agent, especially if they show an interest.
Well, that's
I think that's
wonderful.
great as well. Yeah.
That's wonderful. Good to do that. If you're wanting to do that, that's up to you. Great for you. No problem. Thank you very much for sharing that. So that's a good thing. If you want to call that agent and see if they're going to make an offer, that's good. Or if there's anything you could do to get them to make an offer, good for you.
Yeah. Very proactive approach. I like it.
Yeah, me too.
Awesome.
Wonderful.
Anyone has any other tips, questions before we wrap the session up? I'm sorry we don't have any volunteers, and here we have George saying he has to go, but it was an excellent presentation. Thank you, George.
Thank you, George. Okay, guys, remember, set your growth call. I look forward to seeing you soon. And Vanessa, thank you again for having us. And have an amazing day, everyone. Take
Thank you,
care.
Paul.
Okay, wonderful. Bye-bye.
Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, everyone. Bye-bye.